Irish guy, and what is this? Mason Mount is going to join Manchester United this summer. That's what's happening. On the face of it, this seems weird, right? Mason Mount wants to move from Chelsea to Manchester United. Who is he, Juan Mata? But lads, this one sort of makes sense that he would. I mean, he's not a Chelsea fan. He's just not. I know, it's weird. The guy's been at Chelsea for 18 years of his life, and he's only 24. 3/4 of his life, his identity as being a Chelsea footballer. I mean, lads, he was only able to walk for 3 years before he joined the club. When he took part in his first Chelsea training session, he probably still stunk of breast milk and Rugrats nappies. I mean, he probably brought his own Peppa Pig potty to work. He was young when Chelsea got the claws into him, but yet he still supports Portsmouth to this day. I mean, to be fair, the Chelsea legends of the past weren't Chelsea fans either. John Terry grew up supporting Manchester United. Frank Lampard was a West Ham fan, but both of these men threw their allegiances into a toilet bowl the minute they made their Chelsea debut. I mean, Christ, well, Terry was considering a move to Man City in 2009. I mean, the worst moment of his life was seeing Manchester United lift the Champions League. I think now he would probably sooner eat a jar of his own grandmother's puke than ever kiss the Man United badge. But Mount, he was literally asked in a Chelsea Q&A if he supported Chelsea now, and instead, he said no.
I'm Portsmouth through and through. Portsmouth first, closely followed by Chelsea.
Yeah, the man's probably got a modern day Pompey shirt at home with Conor Ogilvie on the back. So I get why it's easy for him to quit Chelsea now. The man has achieved so much at Stamford Bridge already, but he's only on wages of £80,000 a week. Yeah, considering that same club pay Raheem Sterling £325,000 a week, and he's achieved less at the club than Demba Ba. I mean, Reece James is Mount's mate. They came up through the levels together, and he was rewarded with a contract worth £250,000 a week. Mount must be embarrassed. I mean, whenever they all go out for dinner, poor old Reece probably has to fetch the bill. I mean, whenever they pop out to a McDonald's drive-thru, 190 grand a week Ben Chilwell probably just tells Mount to put his credit card away. But the likes of £160,000 a week Aubameyang, he has a fleet of Lamborghinis in his garden. I mean, he probably advises poor old peasant Mount to get the bus. When compared to the rest of these multi-millionaires in the Chelsea dressing room, Mount probably feels like someone who has to rob clothes from Primark. I think we can all agree that Mount is well within his rights to ask for more cash. But isn't it funny how inflation completely warps the sport? Because back in 2005, when Mount first joined Chelsea, Ashley Cole was vilified for saying that he nearly crashed his car when Arsenal only offered him £55,000 a week. Yeah, everybody came for Cole with pitchforks then, but don't forget, he was arguably the greatest left back in the world. And Wyatt Highbury, this world-class defender, was only being paid £27,000 a week. I mean, I get it. 27k is 27k. I mean, he didn't exactly need to sell chunks of his armpit hair on the internet to buy his wife a purse. But let's be real, nowadays, £27,000 a week. I mean, he'd be earning less than the side men. To put it in context, in 2023, Scott Carson, Manchester City's goalkeeping cheerleader in the stand, he earns 30 grand a week. Cole will be earning less than Alex Smithies, Sam Greenwood, and Jack Stacey. Yeah, Cole instead moved to Chelsea and got 65k a week. Seems pretty reasonable. But nowadays, we all just accept that £80,000 a week for a homegrown Champions League winner is not enough cash. And yeah, he's well within his rights to hunt down 200k a week. I mean, he's English, right? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has been earning twice as much as him. And apparently Man United and Liverpool are interested in offering him big money. Now, apparently his first choice is Man United. Obviously, they're in the Champions League. But lads, Mount has played in the Europa League for Vitesse Arnhem. They lost to Lazio, Nice, and Zulte Waregem. Not exactly happy memories. I mean, sure, he probably found the novelty in sharing a pitch with Mario Balotelli, and he probably begged him for a selfie in the Nice car park. And he also shared a pitch with Nani. Again, for a teenage boy like Mount, that was probably all too surreal. A bit like walking into your bathroom and finding Simon Cowell sitting on the loo. But otherwise, yeah, no, this man wants Champions League football. And he's a Portsmouth fan, right? Well, when Cristiano Ronaldo scored the most iconic Premier League free kick of all time, lashing it past David James with that knuckleball from 30 yards out, Mount was in the stadium, sitting in the away section with his dad. Offer that tiny little Pompey fan the chance to follow in Ronaldo's footsteps and wear the number 7 shirt at Old Trafford. He'd probably wet his pants with glee. But people are criticizing Mount's form. Lads, he's had his injuries this season, yes. He's got a problem with the pubic bone. Honestly, the bloke has got a bruised pelvis. How did he manage that? Did he start romancing his vacuum cleaner? Did he pay a homeless man to kick him in the crotch? But lads, there might be an external reason for his patchy form when on the pitch. I feel bad for Mount because it was only this week that the man was having a statement read out in court. Apparently a TikTok star called devil baby, was stalking and harassing him. Apparently he sent him dozens of texts, WhatsApp messages, and Instagram posts, as well as harassing Ben Chilwell and poor old Billy Gilmore. Aw, lads, those three should just stop hanging out. It's always trouble when these three are together. I mean, does nobody remember at Euro 2020, after an England-Scotland game, they all had to isolate for 10 days after rubbing their possible sickness sweat all over each other's face? Yeah, maybe during the height of a worldwide pandemic. Maybe don't spend 20 minutes chatting with your Chelsea teammates about your favorite type of beef burger. And now they've all apparently been stalked as a trio. As if this was the plot of Scream 7. Honestly, when these guys get together, it's like an episode of Scooby-Doo. Let's just make new friends, because right now your friendship group just looks like the sequel to Superbad. Lads, whatever about stalking Mount and Chilwell, why bully Billy? This little boy looks so innocent and angelic. He looks like he'd blush if he even dared ask a female for the time. I mean, playboys like Mount and Chilwell, I mean, they probably have sections of their phone book titled The Mount Girls or The Chilwell Girls. But Billy, he just has the Gilmore Girls on DVD. That's a clever joke.
Gilmore said, "I've not been able to sleep and I've had to take sleeping tablets. It's had a negative effect on my performance and professional life. Being in a new town, Brighton, where I don't have my friends or family, it's really upsetting."
Oh, doesn't that just break your heart? Poor old Gilmore, stuck in a hotel near the Brighton beach and probably trembling with fear every time he receives a text.
The court heard that Gilmore initially exchanged messages with Sloane before telling her he wanted to stop their communication and insisting they didn't have a relationship. She then claimed to have fallen pregnant in allegations described as completely fictitious.
Fallen pregnant? Am I the only one who thinks that Gilmore looks like a child who's only ever kissed his gran? But back to Eminem. It's claimed that Sloane used 21 different phone numbers to contact Mount. I mean, a message showed on an Apple account buying a new number for £12.99 with the words, "I'm not buying food anymore so I can get more numbers. I will be faster than you." Christ above, can you imagine that? Refusing to buy groceries just so you can buy another phone number to ring Mason Mount? Honestly, he's surely not that interesting. Just eat a goddamn sandwich instead.
I found out about Bethany, Esme, and more. I will find out everything.
Bethany and Esme. Where did Mount find these girlfriends? The local nursing home? But lads, this whole ordeal, which has lasted for about 18 months, Mount even said that Sloane knows where he lives and where he trains. And he was worried that she would turn up to the training ground. Yeah, I did that this week, trying to hunt down Jack Grealish. Where are you, Grealish? Where is he? Lads, I walked past the women first team training at their Etihad campus complex. I sort of snuck in through the open gate and was very quickly asked to leave. What did I think I was gonna do? Steal Steph Houghton's lunch? But I can imagine this would have taken a toll on Mount's performances. I mean, has nobody seen Fatal Attraction? How was he supposed to concentrate on the pitch, knowing that there could be a deranged lunatic doing a poo on his lawn or turning up at his mum's house with an axe? How is he supposed to give his all in training every day when he doesn't know for sure if some monster of OnlyFans has strapped a grenade to his car? When Mount is on his game, the bloke is absolutely superb. Apparently Manchester United are going to launch a £55 million bid, but Chelsea want closer to 80 million. I mean, fine, it'll probably come down to closer around 70 mil. I mean, both Liverpool and Bayern Munich are also sniffing around him, so there might be a bidding war. Lads, £70 million for Mount is about right. Forget that he only has a year left in his deal, because imagine what Chelsea would have charged for him 2 years ago after that Champions League win. Probably upwards of £120 million. So just pay it. The guy is a brilliant, hard-working, technically superb midfielder. And let's be real, Manchester United owe their fans another Mason. I mean, after the last one is now just seen as he who must not be named. I mean, forget Jonjo Shelvey, Mason G is the real Voldemort. But I think Mount would be an absolutely brilliant addition. And I don't know why everybody's sneering down their nose at him, as if his legs are made of cheese. Don't forget, Old Trafford is the place where Mount made his breakthrough. Twice! In September 2018, before his England debut, the kid ran absolute rings around Fellaini, controlling the Derby County midfield in that 2-2 draw where Frank Lampard's men actually somehow knocked Jose Mourinho out of the League Cup on penalties. Yeah, considering over the last 5 years, we've realised that Lampard has the tactics of chewing gum, while Mourinho keeps reaching European finals as if they're nothing. Then I don't know how this result actually happened, but Mount was class in this match. I mean, lads, he was playing in front of a centre-back pairing of Fikayo Tomori and Richard Kill. One would go on to play for Chelsea and AC Milan. The other has since broken his leg, being sacked by Derby, joined MK Dons, Huddersfield Town, Blackpool and Ipswich Town, just passed around as if he's a bag of unwanted dog poo. And in front of Mount was Jamie Vardy's best mate, but also England one-cap wonder David Nugent. Someone who was a Pompey flop. Someone who Harry Redknapp actually tried to sell to Derby within 5 weeks of signing him in 2007. Honestly, knowing what we know about Mount's love for Portsmouth, he probably spent his childhood complaining about how useless Nugent was. I mean, the guy has since said that, oh, Nugent was one of his childhood idols growing up, but let's be real, he's just being nice. I'm sure if Twitter existed at the time, Mount would have been telling everyone how Nugent was about as talented as a burnt birthday cake. But listen, that was a breakout moment for Mount. But he also made his Premier League debut at Old Trafford in a 4-0 loss. Manchester United is etched in the Mason Mount soul, and I don't know why everyone is complaining. This man could be the future of Manchester United. And lads, he would be utter class. I mean, he's a natural heir to Bruno Fernandes in midfield. And lads, he has such a better attitude. Although, to be fair, everybody for years has been longing for a return of the Manchester United-Arsenal rivalry. Bring back Keane versus Vieira. Just a nasty, bitter rivalry in the middle of the park. Lads, next season, that midfield battle could be Mount versus Rice. I mean, forget dirty tackles and handbags. They'd probably spend 90 minutes trying to kiss each other on the mouth. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is Mount a good signing for Man United? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.